Hi there, it's Rowena again here in Zaragoza. It's actually a Friday afternoon here, and I've decided to show you some of my favorite things. And these are the different things or objects that I like to have near me around my working space. And they help me prepare, move into my workspace, get ready for working from home, for remote working. And I picked a selection and I thought I'd do you a little show and tell. So the first one, and it gets hung on my door normally, is my makeshift but very adequate door sign that my daughter made with yes and no on it and a little hanger. So that's important because I hang it on a tack on my door to signify and symbolize to the rest of the family in these challenging times that I'm on a meeting that can't be disturbed if I turn it to the red no. And also if they can come in if I'm doing some more relaxed work depending on whatever task I'm doing. When I turn the sign to no or yes, it kind of signifies me working into or moving into that workspace and headspace for starting to work. So that goes on my door, and my daughter helped design it, which involved her as well in the process of understanding that this was my sign that I needed to have on the door and to symbolize that workspace and time. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. The next thing I wanted to show you was, and I'm wearing obviously a pair with headphones because I have a little collection. I have 4 pairs, I think, but they're always nearby. Another one of the objects or favorite things that I like to have handy. And I mean, one is totally adequate, but there is something that I rely on every day. And because I'm mainly on video and I might need to move around for the different types of headsets I want to use, I have a selection of them. So they're always on hand. So I wanted to show you those. Also, let's look at what I have in my sort of organizing corner on the desk. I like Post-its, so I have some Post-its to hand. And if there's something important that I need to remember, I have them nearby. I have my trusty notebook and a couple of pens nearby. But within my trusty notebook, I also have a really simple sheet with urgent and important on it and a small matrix. That's just the way I sometimes plan my tasks if it's really, really busy, and I break things down into urgent and important, not important, if I have a long list and I'm trying to organize it. So that's one of the productivity things that I use. You can do it by just organizing tasks in different categories or whatever works best for you. Now, to do those tasks, what's really good to have as well as some sort of timer. I did have a sort of an alarm clock, just digital display timer. It broke on me. And so I would actually ideally use that. So I don't normally have my phone always near me on my desk, but that's broken at the moment. So I've got a simple timer on my phone that I use, and that does countdown for me. So in the busier periods or the slots that I need to really organize my time, the periods, the days that are quite busy, I can break down the different tasks into different chunks, and I can allocate certain time slots, like 30 minutes for the longer ones or whatever it may be. So that's how I do it. I'm in my little productivity corner of the Post-its as well, because sometimes I like to have Post-its. So that's sort of productivity, the real things I need to hand, and making sure I have the dedicated space. What's also really important for your workspace and those favorite things, those things that make you feel comfortable, help with your productivity, help with you feeling good about yourself. So little bits of self-care. And I have a candle here that I light when I'm starting the day, or if I need to set a little special intention. I've mentioned this before, I've got some essential oils nearby that I like to have. I like this. This is my coaster that I have, but it's good for putting cups of tea or whatever on. So I have a little personal collection as well. This is something that you might find interesting, and I like to use as well. And I've had a little post-it post-it color coding. It's a sheet that has start, middle, and end written on it. And what this is about is building in the self-care and those things I know help me with minding myself throughout my working day into the different periods or chunks of the day. So start of the day, I've got some suggestions on here of doing some yoga, opening the windows, doing some stretching, breathing, whatever it may be. You can write down your own. The same for my lunch or my break time, having a snack, if I can go for a walk or get outside, if I can do some yoga. And also then in the evening for breaking back or moving back into my life space, which is a few feet outside the door, change of clothes, if I can go outside or go out the terrace, shower. Just noticing those little things that help you to move in between the different times of the day and build in that self-care and those routines that will keep us healthy. It's a marathon rather than a sprint when you're working from home. So you want to have these things that help you take care of yourself and mind yourself built in. And what I've also done, which helps me, is sometimes in the morning I'm feeling really keen to get into work when I've first woken up, but I'm maybe not that productive because I'm still a bit sleepy or getting going. So I've written, for example, 15 minutes minimum of that stretching, breathing, opening windows, combination of them for 15 minutes, but 15 minutes on there, 30 minutes for that break time. Obviously, at the end of the day, it depends on you how you feel, because if you've had a particularly busy or stressful day, you may want to have a long shower, for example, before you go back into the other part of your work life and to integrate with your family, or move back into that own space that is your life if you're on your own. So there are some of the things that help me feel like I've got a little bit of a structure, those objects, those favorite things of mine that help me feel like I have them near me. I have them, I have them around me. I have the sign on the door. I have them at arm's length, the headphones, the post-its, the bits and pieces. And they're what make me feel more comfortable. Really, please take your time over this challenging period to find the little things and notice the little things that help you feel comfortable. I know sometimes I use stick-its, for example, to remind me to maybe have a chat with a buddy or a friend or someone who's a support. So I would stick up a little stick-it saying, call whoever onto my screen, so that I remember to do that towards the end of the week or whenever it may be. The timers can really help on a clock or alarm as well to help you get into that routine. So if you're not that keen to use timers to start with, it actually helps to set the pace, and I would recommend it in terms of setting in those little triggers or giving you those reminders, which will hopefully then become natural. I hope and I'm sure that some of that will be of help, because there might be some ideas there that you haven't thought of. And at the very least, you might say to yourself, well, I'm going to give that a try, because one or two might have resonated with you. So they're my favorite things. And I hope you have the opportunity to start to find yours to make your working day easier. It's been really a pleasure presenting them to you, and good luck in your remote working.